Yo, people, what is good, man? What is good? I'm back home now, back for this post-match reaction, and I'm back with a smile on my face. Yeah, back with a smile on my face, man. It feels good. It feels good. We've won every single home game we've played this season. Yeah, one in the Champions League, and that will be I believe that's our fourth home win at home this season. So played 7 games, won four, no, won five, drawn two, lost zero. Yeah. I'm not even one of these people who likes to milk our position in the table because I don't like to get carried away, and I'm not going to get carried away. But 17 points out of a possible. So we played. So what we've played. We've played seven games, I think. Yeah, we've played 7 games, and we've got 17 points out of a possible what 20 21. Listen, that's that's fantastic for me. That's fantastic for me. That's the start that we need. That's the start that we need going into the international break, because the run that is coming up, boy, it's a treacherous run, but it's a run that we have to face and go into with good spirits. But listen, folks, first and foremost, thank you for hopping into this stream. I would like you lot to do me a favor, please. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel as well. Let's smash that like button. Let's try and get it to 100 likes, or over 100 likes, sorry, before the end of the stream. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't subscribed to my channel yet. But listen, what can I say, man? It turned out to be a really great day in the end, man. I mean, I went to Spurs, went to the game again. I went to the Spurs shop, got my souvenir bag, got my 2 new Spurs hats. Yeah. Got my 2 new Spurs hats. I was gonna buy the training kit today, but you know what? Listen, I've been spending too much money recently, so I thought let me just buy the hats for now, and I'm gonna get the training kit in a couple weeks. Yeah, the Europe thing. But listen, it was shaping up to be a good day. It was shaping up to be a good day. And then I see our performance in the first half, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? But listen, yet again, it wasn't a perfect performance. It wasn't the performance I wanted across 90 minutes, but there were a lot of good things I saw about us in the second half. And I mean, to win 6-2, I was not expecting anything from Leicester today. I thought they've been gashed. I thought they've been dead. I thought they've been dead this season, but I've got to give Leicester credit. They played well today. They popped us in the first half, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Leicester. I've watched most Leicester games this season, and they have been dire. They've not been good, and they popped us seriously in that first half. They popped us, and if they had gone into the break 3-2 up, you couldn't have complained. You could not have complained. Madison was really good today. Up until Son came on, I thought that centre back for them looked all right today as well. I can't remember his name, Fires or whatever his name is. I can't remember. He looked okay, but then second half they lost their way, man, and they've done what they did. They've done what they've been doing all season, which is open yash, and they got killed. They got absolutely killed. Yeah, I felt James Justin, he did okay today. I felt Kastan got the better of Sessegnon a couple of times. I felt Patson Dakar was beating Eric Dyer in the air a couple of times, man. Davson Sanchez, just yeah. I'm gonna assess this game in full. Don't worry, lads and ladies, whoever's watching. But ultimately, we won, and we won well, convincingly, and that's what I wanted. Beyond the performance, I wanted a convincing result. Yeah, because let's be fair, Leicester were good today for spells, but they are still Leicester. They are still a side that have not been able to keep teams at bay at all. Not been able to keep teams at bay at all this season. So I'm glad that we put 6 past them. I'm glad that we put 6 past them. Again, people, for those who are still joining, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's get it to over 100 likes before the video ends. And for those who haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button now. Hit the subscribe button now. Listen, it's good. Spurs, for all intents and purposes, will finish in the top three heading into the international break, depending on results tomorrow, at least. At least. Obviously, if Arsenal win tomorrow, Arsenal go top of the league heading into the international break. But even if they win, I don't really care. Yeah. I've spoken about our points tally already. 17 points out of 21, despite us not even hitting peak form yet. I'm taking that every day of the week. Every day of the week. But there were good things and there were bad things. I'm going to talk about it. Thank you lot for tuning in. Let me just go through some comments as well. So big up Usama, sorry. Usama Miwaki. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, Arsenal fan here. Son finding his form before the NLD derby is going to be worrying if he continues. Hope you're doing well, my bro. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I'm doing great, man. Listen, Son getting back into scoring ways is what we wanted, but it's not all rosy. It's not all hunky-dory now. Like he came on as a substitute for a reason today, yeah? The hat-trick is fantastic, but we need those performances to improve. The hat-trick does not absolve him of the poor performances that we've seen in the previous games gone by, and we need him to now kick on. Now you've got your goals for the season. Now you got to kick on and start giving us more goals and better performances, most importantly. Better performances. But let's start with the lineup. Let's start with the starting lineup today. So for me, when I was looking at that lineup today, I acknowledged that the changes had to be wrong. We knew that already. He had to make a lot of changes today. But I didn't. I think with Conte, it's like, I even tweeted it, like, he's a bit of a mad bastard, Conte. And I mean that in a good way. I mean, like, he's a nutter. Like, he picks favorites. He does things that sometimes don't make sense. And sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't come off. So I was looking at that lineup today, and rightly, Richarlison came into the team at left wing. Richarlison started the game at left wing. Son was dropped to the bench. That was good. That was good. Yeah. It's time to start rotating. When players aren't playing well, they don't justify a start. So that was good. It's fine. It's good that Conte was able to drop him. Kulusevski obviously coming back and playing right wing. That was good as well, because Kulusevski, as I've said on my streams, has been our best attacker this season. And then I look at the team, left wing. I see Sessegnon coming in for Perisic. I didn't like that, but then I also saw Perisic on the right hand side, right wing. I said, okay, interesting. I'm glad that Perisic starts at wing back, because I think he is our best wing back. But I did not like the fact that Jed Spence is nowhere to be seen, not even in the squad. For me personally, I would have put Perisic left wing back, and I would have played Jed Spence right wing back. I felt like a game against Leicester would be a good enough game to give some minutes to Jed Spence. So I was disappointed that he didn't start. Very disappointed that he didn't start. And then at the back, I expected Davies to come out for Longley. Fair enough. But I didn't expect Romero to come out for Davinson Sanchez. People told me that Romero picked up a small knock, so Conte felt to start. He felt to start Sanchez. Okay, Sanchez is a liability, which I'll touch on as we go on in the stream. But I still felt that if there was a game you'd want Romero to be rested in, I don't mind it being Leicester, as poor as Sanchez can be. I don't mind it being Leicester, because I know that we're playing up against the side where we've got lots of goals in us. So no matter how shaky we can be at the back, we've got lots of goals in us and we can win the game. It's an opposition that we should be beating. But yeah, like I just felt like Spence, I feel like he should have started the game. I would have liked to see Perisic left wing back. And then the midfield. We'll talk about the midfield over the course of the stream. The midfield, listen, you lot all know how vocal I've been about the fact that Højbjerg has been the best performer in our midfield this season. But in the last two games, Marseille and Sporting, prior to today, our midfield duo that was so reliable for the stretch period last season, take the back end of last season, they were out of sorts. They were passive in possession. They were not progressive with their passes, and they were not really offering us that defensive stability that we needed. The midfield was just getting bypassed. And I didn't really like the fact that Conte saw that against Sporting, saw that against Marseille, and then chose to play them again when we've got Basuma and Skip on the bench. So I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. So those were my thoughts on the starting lineup. I felt like he definitely could have gone about it differently with the lineup. Yeah. Let me just quickly go through some comments. ATX says Sonado is back. You damn right, he's back. Big up Sammy says Conte's men. Treble Z says, come on, my brother Dave. What are you saying, man? Come on. 17 out of 21 points. We'll take that. Yeah. Okay. This is weird. Last time you had this start, you finished second. Is that true? Interesting. Here's because I'm going to post all the comments. He says, anonymous user says, Tobs, I would be worried as a Spurs fan these next games for you guys. Don't be surprised if you lose a lot. This Conte ball is disgusting, but it works. Listen, we'll talk about Conte ball and we'll talk about the performance, because I do think over the course of this season, there's definitely been things that we need to be worried about, but there are also things that we need to be optimistic about. Just going through some more comments. Keep sending in the comments, people. Keep sending in the comments. Tekkas Dave, the disrespect on Son is insane. I heard people saying Richarlison should be the main starter. Sonny, Anfield is calling, lad. He's not going to Anfield, mate. And I think when fans are calling for Richarlison to start, they're calling for him to start because we actually have a good player in Richarlison that was playing better than Son. So I have no qualms with fans calling for Richarlison to start more games. But let's be real. We all know that Sonny is the main dog, the big kahuna, him and Harry Kane. So Conte is always going to have a preference for the two. However, we did not just buy Richarlison to sit on the bench and watch attacking players play out of form. Use Richarlison, and I'm glad. I'm glad that Son was dropped today. I'm glad. I think it gave him a kick up the backside, which we'll touch on later on. Just going through some more comments. Tobes, where were you on the big six? Listen, how many times do I have to say this to people? I actually fell asleep. People genuinely don't believe me. I fell asleep. I genuinely fell asleep. Okay. Going through some more comments. Put the word out. We back up Korean greatness. Facts. Anyway, let's get back onto the performance, man. So the first half, let's talk about the first half, because I actually thought we had a decent start to the game. I felt like we were trying to go at Leicester. We were trying to sort of force them into uncomfortable positions all over the pitch. For the first 5 or 6 minutes, I felt like it was a decent start from Spurs. Yeah. I felt like it was a decent start from Spurs. And I'm looking down because I'm checking my phone to see when the first goal was scored. It looked like we were doing okay. And then typical fashion, a hopeless ball played up top. Davinson Sanchez has all the time in the world to bring the ball down and find someone. But what does he do? Or even just head the ball in the opposite direction. What does he do? He makes a complete mess of the clearance. Adds panic into the back line. Yeah. And then Leicester pick up the second ball, recycle it out on the right-hand side. James Justin does really well to get into the box, and he brings him down. He makes a dangerous challenge in a dangerous position. And this is the issue with Davinson Sanchez. It doesn't matter how well he played against Wolves, how well he played against Nottingham Forest. Yeah. The guy just sends panic in the back line. He really does. He will either do something erratic off the ball, and on the ball, he has zero composure. Zero composure, bro. He can't play with it. He can't control it. He can't play with it under pressure. It's mental. But as I said, if there was any game I wanted Romero to be rested for, it would be this one. But shock horror, we ended up needing him on the pitch anyway. Sanchez gives away a penalty. Now I must admit, from where I was sat today, it didn't look a penalty. It looked like it was outside the box. That's why when I saw it, I was like, oh man, this doesn't look a penalty. Surely they're going to check it on VAR. But I think, from what I've been told, I think it was on the line. So I think it's obviously, if you make the challenge on the line, it counts as a pen. Obviously, I'm going to rewatch it back on match today. I've not had the chance to watch the highlights yet. I literally just left the stadium and came straight home. But yeah, Sanchez doing what we've seen him do, unfortunately, on many occasions in the Spurs shirt, which is just blow up a safe situation and just put us on the back foot. And yeah, like it would just, I think it just ruined the start that we had. It ruined the start that we had for me, and that's a timely reminder as to why Spurs cannot, and I repeat, Spurs cannot give this guy a new contract. We have to be looking to move him on next summer. We should have tried to move him on this summer. How that didn't happen is beyond me. Yeah. Sanchez will have his periods over the course of the season where he'll play better, and I'll give him credit for that. But fundamentally, he's not good enough for Tottenham. He's not good enough for Spurs. And it's a shame, because this is a player that I really, really liked. I really liked Davinson Sanchez when he first came to the club, but he's just not good enough. You would think I should be happy with a 6-2, but that 6-2 was a fake result today. And it was a fake result today because we had players like Sanchez on the pitch who was just erratic. Erratic. He has to be sold. He has to be sold. I'm sorry. If we want to be a side that wants to play out from the back and be crisp in possession and have intelligent players on and off the ball, we have to get rid of him. We have to get rid of him. There's no if, buts, or maybes. I don't even know what Conte likes in him. Get rid. Get rid. For those who are talking about his contract. So Sanchez, as of this summer, had 2 years left in his contract. As of next year, he'll have 1 year left in his contract. And worryingly, I can see Spurs giving him a new deal. And I don't want that to happen. We need to be looking to sell this guy. We really do. He's not good enough. And it's always Spurs. It's always us that tries to retain these players and try and see if they can come good long term. We've been ruthless. We've started to become a bit more ruthless in our transfer approach when it comes to selling players. And I need us to continue that with Davinson Sanchez, because he's not good enough. Has to be sold. Has to be sold. But anyway, so they scored that first goal and their tails are up. They're like, you know what, now we can use that goal to get us a foothold in the game. But then 2 minutes later, the man who has, in my opinion, been our best attacker this season does what he does best. The ball gets to Kulusevski from a corner. Yeah. He stands up his opponent and he beats his opponent. And I say beats. He creates enough space with his opponent, creates enough separation, and puts in an inch-perfect ball for Harry Kane to score. Yeah. That's becoming his trademark. Someone's told me that he's almost got like a Iron Robin like aura around him where you know what he's going to do, but you can't really stop him. And I see it over and over again. I've seen that delivery from Kulusevski cut and paste many times for us. It worked when we played Southampton at the start of the season. It worked when we played Arsenal last season. Arsenal in the home fixture, and we beat them 3-0. It was his pass that found Son, and had Son not been fouled by Cedric or Holding or whoever it was, that would have been a goal. So Kulusevski doing what he does best. 3 assists for the season now. 1 goal, 3 assists in what I think like 6 or 7 appearances. The guy is quality, and I say this not to say that he had a great game today, because I do think that he was a bit. He wasn't as impactful as he normally has been for Spurs this season as the game went on. But that is what you call a moment of quality from a quality player. I'm saying it now with chest. He is a quality player. He's a baller. He's an absolute baller. How many wingers have you seen, or attackers have you seen this Premier League that have come with bigger reputations than Kulu, and they struggle to beat players, they struggle to create separation? Kulusevski, yeah, He can beat players when he's running at them, and he can beat some players from a standing position. I look at someone like, let me give you an example. So I'll give you an example, Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho, I rate Sancho highly, but Jadon Sancho, when you watch him for Man United, yeah, he can't create separation. He can't create separation from his marker out wide. And that really makes it difficult for him to impose his will on a game. Sancho's a good crosser. Sancho's a good passer. He's intelligent, etc., etc. But when you can't create separation as a winger in this league, it makes it so easy for the opponent to mark you. And that's why you got to rate players like Kulusevski, man. He's a baller. He can go on the outside. He can go on the inside. He can beat players. He can shoot. He can pass. He's so smart. And he comes in clutch again. And Harry Kane, again, it's weird. Harry Kane, I don't think he played well today. But he started to turn it on when Basuma came on, and we were able to regain some more control in the midfield. He started to turn it on. Lovely bit of play on the left-hand side to set up an opportunity that Bentancur, I think it ended in Bentancur working Danny Ward. And then another bit of play where he put Son in, and Son slid the ball to Romero, and Romero somehow missed, but it was offside. But yeah, I don't think Harry Kane played well today. But listen, even though he's not playing well, and even though we want the performances to improve, yeah, he's scoring. He's still scoring. I would rather you not be playing well and scoring than you not playing well and not scoring. So we know that there's still scope for improvement with Harry Kane, and he's already on 6 Premier League goals this season in 7 games. I'll take that. I'll take that for now. As long as you can build on that, I'll take it. Yeah, 6 Premier League goals in 7 games. It's mad. Harry Kane was doing a lot of the playmaking stuff, and it got people saying, you're doing too much playmaking, get scoring. And now he's scoring goals, and I'm asking him to do some more of the playmaking. And I'm not even asking him to playmake mad. I'm just asking him to be a bit sharper, be a bit precise with the ball, because he's got the quality to be able to score the amount of goals that he's scoring and play better. He's got that quality. He's got that in him. He's got that in him. But anyway, yeah, the game is 1-1. And I still feel at that point, it's like after we scored that equalizer, it's like we've let Leicester sort of now get a foothold in the game. It's weird. We went 1-1. We equalized the game, and Leicester were like dominating the ball more. We were retreating. And for me, like, you lot know me, I'm a big Conte fan. I am. But I do think that when we're playing at home against certain sides, we need to be braver with our press. We can't and shouldn't really be sitting off certain sides at home. Leicester have been shocking this season. They are a side that you've actually seen get pasted. When teams go at Leicester, they fold. So why we were sort of retreating in the first half, it was beyond me. It didn't make sense. But anyway, we went ahead and scored our second goal with Dyer. Inch perfect cross from Perisic again. Shout out to the man who said that Perisic wasn't a game changer for Spurs, wasn't a game changer signing. That's 4 assists now in 7 games. And he's only started, like 5 of those games? Perisic didn't even play that well today. Gave away the ball a couple of times. He wasn't bad. Gave away the ball a couple of times, but he was okay. He wasn't like dominant, but that's the quality he has. We now finally have more players like Perisic in our team that can come on or start a game and make a change for us when we're not playing that well. But apparently he's not a game changer. Apparently. Left foot, right foot. Boy, that's what he does. Doesn't have to dominate a game for 90 minutes and makes his impact. Great ball in and really good header from Dyer, man. Good header from Dyer. I think that is what Eric Dyer's 2nd goal this season. That's good. It's weird. I think Dyer's performances in comparison to last season have not been as good, but at least he's getting the goals up. And I think I'm glad we're scoring from set pieces now. Gianni's work is working. How many goals have we scored from set pieces this season? So we scored from, I guess, the first two goals from set pieces today. Scored from a set piece against Chelsea. Scored from a set piece against Wolves. Who else did we score from a set piece against? I can't even remember. But yeah, scored from a set piece. And I like that. I like that we're actually scoring goals from set pieces. But you know what? People in the chat, you're reminding me. I glossed over one big aspect of the penalty. Tielemans stuck it away the second time. But I want to talk about the first time. I want to talk about Hugo Lloris. Anyone who knows me absolutely knows how high I value Lloris's time at Spurs and how highly I rate him as a captain and as a player for Spurs. I'll keep repeating it. This guy gets way too much disrespect, not only from opposition fan base, but from some of our fans. When you look at the work that this guy has put in over 10 years at this club, it's mental to me that he does not get more respect. Okay, we know that he's not good kicking the ball out from defense, but he's got better at that. You're looking at some of his passes today and some of his passes generally, he has got better. He is no longer diabolical when it comes to kicking. I'll say that with my chest. Lloris is not diabolical when it comes to kicking. He's just not good at it. But what he did today, unlucky with a pen recall, what he did today, he's done it a million times for Spurs. I'm obviously exaggerating about a million times, but he's clutch. Leicester had something like 13 attempts in the first half. Lloris was busy. I think he made as many saves as Danny Ward today. He made 5 saves. Danny Ward made 5 saves today. He was busy and he kept us in that game at times, man. Made some big saves. There was a chance from Maddison in the first half, I remember. This was after Maddison scored his goal. Lloris came out big save. Second half against Patson Daka, big save. Big. The guy has been so clutch for Spurs for so long. Of course, he'll have his games where he's poor, and of course we'll criticize, and rightly so. But that should not cloud your judgment as to the caliber of player that we've had at Spurs for, 11 odd years now. Quality goalkeeper. And I'll tell you this for free. It's going to be very, very hard to replace him. He will need replacing. He does need replacing. We need a succession plan for Lloris. But, bro, appreciate what you have now, Spurs fans. Appreciate what you have now. Yeah? Appreciate what you have now. This guy is still quality. Quality, bro. Quality goalkeeper. Way too much disrespect. Way too much disrespect. Lloris has been one of our most consistent players the last 2 years, and you wouldn't think it the way some of the opposition fans speak about him. It's mental. But either way, let me not get sidetracked. So, Leicester actually played really well in the first half. I must say, they did. I think that's their best performance I've seen from them this season. I'll be real. I do think that we gave them a helping hand. I was sat next to, this old guy that he's got a season ticket next to me as well. I need to get his name actually. Really nice guy. And we were discussing at halftime, and I literally used the comparison of like you're in a shootout and you're literally giving bullets to the guy that's trying to shoot you down. That's what we were doing in the first half. Leicester played well, but it felt like we were spurring them on to win. Like we just kept giving away the ball every single time we had the ball. We couldn't wait to get rid of it. Loose passes, languid tracking back, languid pressing, just poor combination play, just bad. Leicester were good and we were bad, and they really finished that half much stronger than we did. And when they scored their goal, you could see it was coming. They scored on 41st, 42nd minute. You could see it was coming. Yeah. And I remember Sessegnon as well. Oh, God. bloody hell, like, good God, give me strength. Like, I almost don't want to be too critical, but I'll keep saying it. It's a big season for Cess, and I'm not really seeing that this guy has the capacity to turn a corner. Yeah, Castan, good ball into the box, but Cess needs to do better there. He has to do better there. And he just has to do better generally. It's too haphazard. It's too haphazard. I'm seeing a comment that said Lloris best goalkeeper in the league. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. But maybe someone said that in the comments. I don't agree, but yeah, that's a bit nuts. But yeah, like their goal was coming. Great finish from Madison. He was fantastic today. All that talk on attitude problems, etc., etc. Bruh, I'm still asking why we didn't bring that guy to N17. Baller. Great finish. Great finish. Great finish. It takes a lot to bury Lloris like there, and he's done it. Great finish, bro. But yeah, Sessegnon was not impressive today. Dyer was sloppy today. Lengley was average, I guess. Passing wasn't great today. Sanchez was Sanchez. Even Perisic was okay. It's just, and then I felt even Conte, he switched Perisic to left wing back and put Cess right wing back. And it just didn't really have the desired effects. Too many players were playing poorly. Benton Core was so poor in the first half. Him and Højbjerg, they were so poor. So sloppy with the ball. Literally gifting it to Leicester every single time at every opportunity. So poor. The midfield was non-existent in the first half, honestly. They offered us zero protection. They offered us any penetration with their passes. So bad. It was a bad performance in the first half. It was. And we went into the break 2-2. I'll be real, we were kind of fortunate to go in 2-2 at the break. We were. I know we created openings. I don't even know why that Sanchez goal, I think it was a goal. I don't know why that goal didn't stand, but yeah, either way, we were not good enough. Something needed to change at halftime. Needed to change big time at halftime. And second half, Conte didn't make any changes, which was a bit surprising. Well, at halftime, Conte didn't make any changes at the start of the second half. It was a bit odd because we saw Son warming up, we saw Romero warming up, and then we saw Bissouma warming up. So this was at halftime. They were the only three players on the pitch warming up. So you thought maybe he's going to bring someone on to start the second half, but he didn't. He didn't bring anyone on in the second half. But what I did notice in the second half was an immediate injection of energy. Instantly, players are pressing higher, yeah, getting in Leicester's faces, trying to make it difficult for them to play because we did not do that in the first half. In the first half, we made it all too easy for Leicester to play the game that they know. And second half, Benton, of course, he went from zero to hero, literally. Pressed, I can't remember who it was that he pressed for the ball. I think it was Ndidi. Caught lacking on the ball. Benton Core pressed him and drove. I think one of the things which has annoyed me with Benton Core this season, despite him actually playing well in 2 league games this year, is the fact that he's been poor in the other games. And most importantly, at times when he gets the ball and the opportunity is there to drive into the space or to pass into that space, he's a bit too timid. You've got the quality, do it. You've got the quality to take that turn, take a couple more touches, drive into that space and try and go into the danger zone and commit players and then release the ball. In the first half, he was either passing it sloppy or he was passing it backwards. I didn't like that. The second half, he nicks the ball off in Didi and he says, you know what? Drive. Let me drive. And he buries Danny Ward off the post. Good finish. We need to see more of that from Bentancur. We need to see more of that from Bentancur. Like, he's someone who actually makes our play quicker. He's a good player. When Bentancur is playing well, it's easy to see what he brings to Spurs. Very silky player, can play one touch, can play two touch, diligent in his defensive work, gets us moving up the pitch. But when he's playing poorly, passive, sloppy, turning over the ball, just not really getting to grips with the game. And I felt like the second half, he was way better. His second half performance in comparison to his first was night and day, bro. Night and day. I still felt, even after the third goal we scored, we gave Leicester too much initiative. Like, Leicester was still playing well. They were still able to get into good positions in our box and outside our box. They were still able to control the ball in the midfield. It just still wasn't working. Like, we were up 3-2, but I didn't really feel any sort of control in the game. It was such a chaotic game for me at that point in time. We were 3-2 up, but I'm like, yo, like, we're not defending well here. We're not stopping them from getting on the ball. We're not stopping them from passing the ball. And when our attackers get the ball, they're not really holding it up. At that point in time, Richarlison, who wasn't great today, he wasn't good, I'll be real. But it happens. I think this week has probably been the worst week he's had in a Spurs shirt in terms of performances, which is not that deep. Every other game he's played for us, he's been really good. But today, the ball wasn't sticking. Kane, the ball wasn't sticking at this point in time. Even Kulusevski, the ball wasn't sticking. The front three were just struggling to keep the ball, and the midfielders were struggling to get the ball to the front three. And then the back line were just a mess. It was so erratic. We were so unstable in every single part of the pitch. Even after that third goal, it just wasn't looking good at all. And you could sense that, if we don't score this fourth goal, bruv, Leicester are going to get a third. And if not for Lloris for that Paxton Daka save, they could have got a third. Great save. Great save. Eric Dyer, I remember there was one moment, I think it's on his left foot, and he just passes the ball straight to the opposition. I'm just thinking, what is going on here? What is going on here? It was chaotic, man. It was chaotic. And I felt like we needed Conte to do what we've been asking him to do, which is utilize this team, make changes before we get punished. And he did that. I'm annoyed that his first change was Chicken Royale. I really am. But Chicken Royale came on, Son came on, Romero came on. Romero came on, obviously, to replace Sanchez. Son came on to replace Richarlison. And Emerson came on to replace Perisic. He made those changes, and we got a little bit better. But I still felt we were struggling. And what made it interesting was that it looked like both teams could score. Like, it still looked like we could score with 1 or 2 passes. If we get it right, we can get in at this defense. But then it also felt like Leicester could get in behind our defense. Yeah. What for me was the telling change was in the midfield. So on the 70th minute, Conte did something he's not done all season. Yeah. Which was take off an attacker and bring on a midfielder. We went to a 2 up top with Son and Kane, and he brought on Basuma, and we had Basuma, Bentancur, and Højbjerg. Højbjerg was not good today. Bentancur was way better than Højbjerg when you look at the way Bentancur played in the second half, but the three worked instantly better. All of a sudden, Tielemans has less time on the ball. All of a sudden, Maddison has 2 bodies that's trying to mark him, so he doesn't go past one. Yeah? All of a sudden, we're able to try and close off the gaping holes in our midfield. All of a sudden, we're able to maximize Son and Kane as a duo. Yeah? In an unstable performance, Basuma came on and gave us a big breath of stability, bro. And it's no coincidence that we score like 3 minutes later. Again, great work from Bentancur. Bentancur hassling the opposition, wins the ball back off the opposition. And again, like I said, don't be passive. Don't go side to side. Don't go back. Play forward. And he gives the ball to Son. And Son gets the ball. He's dribbling. He checks in. Then he checks out. And you're thinking, oh, come on, Son. What you got from me? Because we've seen him in these positions this season and it didn't go well. And boy, oh boy, what a finish. He absolutely levered that ball. I think he's got now 5 what's this? Yeah, 5 goals in his last 2 home matches against Leicester. That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. And that goal was a big breath of relief for us, for Conte, for the players, because it's like now that goal sort of takes the stuffing out of Leicester. It really did, because if we hadn't scored that 4th goal and let it go to 3-2, entering that 80th minute, anything could have happened. But Basuma coming on definitely made the impact that we needed. Yeah, definitely. And this is what I was saying on my preview yesterday. Conte says that Basuma hasn't adapted to his tactics. Okay, fine, fair enough. Tactically, you might say he's struggling, but give him ample minutes to try and get used to the tactics, get used to your way of playing. And furthermore, when things aren't working in your favor, when your plan A isn't working, switch it up, give us a plan B. And he did that today, and it paid dividends. Yeah. Today, and let me see how many. Today, he used 4 out of our 5 subs, and we win the game 6-2. Today, he switched to a 3 in the midfield to finish off the game, and we score 3 goals. 3 goals in the space of like 13, 14 minutes. Utilize this squad. Switch it up when you need to switch it up. If one thing isn't working, don't persist with that thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Switch it up. But Son, Jesus Christ, man. I need someone to find the XG of his hat-trick today. Mental. Absolutely mental. Crazy finisher. He has been awful this season. Son has been so bad this season. But that's Son for you. I've said it a million times. When he's good, he's top of the world. When he's bad, it looks like he can't even do 3 kick-ups. But that's what elite players do, bro. And he's an elite player. Top player. Look at that finish. Like, Danny Ward, I don't think there's anything he can do about that goal. And then that game makes it routine afterwards. We gain control. Leicester tried to make changes. Rodgers tried to make changes, but yeah, it ain't working. And then the second goal, he scored from a similar angle last season against Leicester on his left peg. What a finish. Great work from Harry Kane as well to try and get the ball to Son. That was good. And then Kane gets his assist. That's a cheeky assist, to be honest, because Son did all the work there. But amazing finish on his left peg. Amazing finish, bro. I can't believe. Well, I can believe it because he scored plenty goals like that in a Spurs shirt. But, bruh, mental finish. And you're just thinking to yourself, wow, like, rah, is Son actually going to get a hat-trick here? Yeah. He had a chance after that second goal where I think it was great football. Again, Bentancur wins. Bentancur was involved in all the good things that we did in the second half, man. Showed his quality in the second half. I don't know why he didn't play like that in the first half, but I think the ball comes to the ball gets won. The Bentancur has the ball, and I think he plays it either first time or with his second touch into Son, and then Son, I think he hits it first time instead of like taking his time and then picking his spot. But it was coming. One sec. So EEA says, so Son 0.37 cumulative XG on hat-trick. 0.05 for the first goal, 0.03 for the second, 0.29 for the third. And all of a sudden, this guy's on 3 league goals in 7 appearances. He was only on the pitch for like 40 odd minutes. Was it 40? No, like 30. Mental. Absolutely mental. Mental finisher, man. It doesn't forgive the performances. But as I said, you now need to kick on. You now need to kick on. And the hat-trick, wonderful. Højbjerg, good play. Good play. That's what we want. Even at 5-2, that's what we want. Driving, going for the result, going for more goals. Yeah. Antonio Conte has been accused of someone who can be a bit too conservative, but I like the fact that after we were scoring, we still had the appetite for more. Get more goals, boost the GD. Two bits of great play from Højbjerg towards the end as well. It doesn't mask his poor performance, but two bits of good play, and one of them was that for that goal. Drives, gives it to Son, and I must say, Danny Ward has to do better for that goal. Has to do better. He's got to do better, but I'm not complaining. Son gets his hat trick, and that's a 13-minute hat trick. 30-minute hat trick, and a 30-minute hat trick adds the gloss onto a game that was actually quite close for. Yeah, that was definitely not a 6-2 game for me. That probably was like a 4-2 game or 4-3 game, as long as Spurs won. But it was a much closer game than the scoreline suggests. But I ain't complaining. We got the win in the end. But yeah, like, we weren't good today for most parts, but I'm glad that Antonio Conte not only utilized the squad, but recognized that he needed to change things. And I'm glad that certain players' performances improved in the second half. When those two things come together, you see a much better Spurs side. When players like Bentancur start playing close to the level, when Conte starts utilizing the likes of Bissouma, utilizing the likes of Richarlison versus Son and so on and so forth, switching out the wing backs and changing the shape, good things happen. Good things happen. And now we're second in the league, man. Second in the league. I'm not going to get carried away by the table, but it's all about the points for me. We could be third, fourth, fifth. That's cool. 17 out of 21 points, still unbeaten. You got to be happy with that. You've got to be happy with that. And listen, a lot of people said it in the comments. Next game, North London derby. I'll be raw. I'm not confident. I think I think the game that we had with Jose when we lost 2-0? Sorry. When Lamela scored that goal. That's the last game I predicted Spurs to get something. I mean, to win at the Emirates. It's just not a game we perform well in, but I'm hoping maybe Conte can do a little thing, but I'm not really confident about that game, man. I'm not really confident. I'll be raw. For me, I see that as a draw or loss. I'll be raw. I see that as a draw or loss. I don't think our performances this season fill me with enough confidence that we can go there and win. I do think we have the manager and the personnel to go there and win, but I don't know. I don't know what type of Spurs we'll see, because whenever we go to that ground, they raise their game one, and we really just cave in, man. So yeah, it will be an interesting game for sure. I want to see how that game pans out, because they've actually been really good at home this season, really good. So yeah, let's see. Big up for the super chat from Chicago Hotspur as well. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Ernest Owusu says, North London Derby is a different type of game. Plus, we are away. We can get a draw. A win will be tough. Just depends on who turns up on the day. Facts. This ain't a normal game. And Arsenal know that. You lot watched All or Nothing. You saw how Arteta G'd up the players. You saw the photographer who G'd up the players as well. It means a lot to both sides. And typically, the home side in the North London Derby tends to elevate their game more so than the away side. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not throwing in the towel just yet. The game's not come yet. You never know. You never know what can happen. We've got Antonio Conte now instead of Nuno. Let's see what we can do. I would love to nick something there, man. Imagine getting a win there. You know what I would love? I would love an undeserved win there, just to rub it in their faces. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But I don't know, man. It'll be an interesting game. But yeah, people in the comments saying you're not finishing third. Okay, I didn't say we're finishing third. But yeah, good result, man. Good result. I don't know, like, I'm looking at the team that finished the game, and what do you lot think of the 3-5-2? Because We played the 3-5-2 against Liverpool at home last year and we created chances galore. We played a 3-5-2 with no Son, with no Romero away to Leicester last season, and we killed Leicester. We absolutely mullered Leicester on chances. How that game finished 3-2 was crazy to me. We peppered them, absolutely peppered them. The 3-5-2, I think, more to the point around Conte changing things. I think there are certain games where it should be utilized. You know, the problem is, though, with the 3-5-2, the 3-5-2, it means that Kulusevski is the one that loses out. Because obviously, if you're playing a 3-5-2, you've got to play Son and Kane as the front two, or Kane and Richarlison. I don't think, listen, Kulu can even probably play in one of the two spots, but you only really have three options to choose from because they're the three that have played in that role more so than Kulusevski. But Kulusevski, on performances, you can't get him out of that team. I'm sorry. He has to play. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Owen from New Spurs Order will love this. But I got sent a graphic and it was Longley, Dyer, Romero, obviously Lloris in goal, Perisic left wing back, Basuma, Højbjerg, Bentancur in the midfield, and Kulusevski right wing back, and then Son and Kane up top. I don't want Kulu at wing back. I really don't. But I can't not have him in this side if we play a free midfield. And if Conte is not going to switch from a 3 at the back to a 4 at the back, then so be it. Put Kulusevski wing back. Put Kulusevski wing back. Just don't take him out of this team. Yeah, I know eventually he will need to be rotated, but I'm talking about when we're playing up against some of these sides that we either need to steamroll or playing up against sides that are top-notch, top-tier opposition. You want your best players on the pitch, and that includes Kulusevski. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not with it, man. He's a right winger for me. You look at the damage he does at right wing. But if Conte is going to persist with the 3 at the back and the wing backs, and we want to try a free midfield in some games, then yeah, put Kulusevski right wing back. He'll do way more. He'll do way more than Emerson there. That's for sure. That's for sure. Let me go through some comments as well. But yeah, people, what did you lot think of the performance today? What did you think of the decisions from Conte? Give me your view on certain players. Kane is on 6 goals this season. I think he's got what, like 1 assist, 2 assists. Kulusevski got an assist this season today. Perisic got an assist today. Son got a hat-trick today. I think the only one that's missing out in terms of the goals is Richie. He's still not scored his Premier League goal yet. I think he's played 6 games now. He's only started 2 of those 6, though. It's coming. That Premier League goal for Richie is coming. It's absolutely coming. You know? It is coming. But yeah, people, let me know. What did you think? What did you think of the performance? Yeah. This comment from Ken. He says, Tobi, how do you think Kulu would do in a midfield 3? Listen, I think Kulusevski can play 10. He's quality, man. His IQ is brazy. He's got the running power that you need. He's got the vision. He's got a good left foot. He can combine well with players. He's got a good awareness. He's very strong, very hard to get off the ball. I think Kulusevski could do a good job playing in the 10 role. I really do. I really do. I really do. I must say, I think Kulu can do a job centrally as well. And I think let's not forget as well. Yeah, there are games where we've played tough sides like Man City. I look at the Man City game we won 3-2 last year. Kulusevski defensively was so good for us that game, and offensively, whenever we didn't have the ball, he would tuck into the midfield and make it a midfield 3. But I guess we're talking about more of what he could do in possession. Either way, midfield, wing back, attack, like. Kulusevski has to be starting games for Spurs. Has to be starting games for Spurs. Anyway, let's talk man of the match. Let's talk man of the match. Who was the man of the match today? I mean, the obvious answer would be Son, right? He came on, he bagged the hat-trick and effectively iced the game. But for me, man of the match, I'm giving it to Lloris, man. I'm giving it to my captain. Clutch. Clutch, clutch, clutch. When you need this guy, he stands up. As I said at the start of my stream, too much Lloris disrespect. I hate it. I don't want to swear. I flipping hate it. Too much Lloris slander. I hate it. People saying Bentancur. Listen, Bentancur played fantastic in the second half, but he was poor in the first half, man. People saying Lloris, Sonaldo, and Lloris, our skipper, Lloris. Yeah, man. Listen, I thought Lloris for me, man of the match today, man. Man of the match today. Leicester gave as good as they got, man. If they can play like that for the rest of the season and defend better, then they'll be fine. But there are big problems there for sure. There are big problems there. I think with us though, Lloris, clutch. I gotta say, clutch. Remember him for the good times. Of course, you can speak when he doesn't do anything right, but for the most part, remember him when he's saving Spurs like he did today. It's funny. I actually remember a game against Leicester, and I was at the game as well. We're in 2022. It was 3 years ago. I think it was February 2019. It was the period where I think Kane was still injured. I think we had a couple more injuries. Poch was our manager. It was that period where we were still in the Champions League and en route to the final, but the team was dead in its feet. We didn't get signings in January. Dembele had left the club, and we played Leicester. We played Leicester under Claude Puel, and we won that game 3-1. But Leicester absolutely peppered us. Yeah. Son scored a game-winning blow to make it 3-1. I think Eriksen scored the second goal, and I believe Davison Sanchez scored the first goal. Yeah. But they peppered us that game. Peppered us. And Lloris was clutch. And that was one of many clutch games he had in the tail end of that campaign. He saved a penalty in that same game from Jamie Vardy. For those who are watching this, go check it out. Spurs 3-1 win. I think February 2019. Lloris. Leicester peppered us that game. We were so bad. And Lloris saved our bacon time and time again, as he's been doing from the day he came to this club. Man of the match, man. Man of the match. What a baller. What a baller. People talking about Ward. Ward is crap. Ward is cheeks, bro. But short of saving Son's goal, I don't really think there's much he could have done about the other goals today. The first goal, I mean, it's right in front of Harry Kane. I don't really see what Ward's meant to do there. The second goal, really good header from Eric Dyer. And then the third goal, good finish from Bentancur. And then the next two, great finishes from Son. But yeah, listen, people, I'm going to wrap it up, man. Thank you for tuning in. For those who are still watching, please make sure you smash that like button as well. Let me see how many likes we're on now. Let's see, people. Let's see how many likes we're on now. You know what? Before I end this, what we rating Conte's performance out of 10 today? Okay, cool. So we're nearly on 200 likes. Bang. Perfect. What we rating Conte's performance out of 10 today? Because there were still large parts of this game that I was not happy with. I was not happy with certain people that he picked to start the lineup. He picked in the starting lineup, sorry. And I wasn't happy with the fact that at times we were retreating against Leicester at home. I wasn't happy with that. But what would you lot give Conte's performance out of 10 today? I'm going to give him a 6.5. I'm going to give him a 6.5 or a 7. I think that it's good. I think the key thing for me with Conte today was that he recognized that the tactic that he started the game with was not working, and he switched it up. And most importantly, he utilized the squad. Yeah, that was my thing. So let me just go through some scores. So Deserted Socrates says 3-5-2 changed the dynamic, allowed the midfielders coverage so we can come out from the turtle shell. Loved that change. Prince DM3 says 5. Mill ALF says 7.5. Zarspurs TV says 7. BDS says 6 or 7. ATX says 6. Ken 11 says 7. JGR Make says 6. GB It says first half 3 out of 10, second half 7 out of 10, overall 7 out of 10. Okay, fair. Although I don't think that maths is mathing right there. But listen, it takes a big man to recognize the mistakes, and I think he recognizes mistakes. I'm glad. Hopefully, after the international break, we'll see more of Basuma, whether it's in a 2 or whether it's in a 3. We need to see more. Hopefully, after the international break, we'll see more of Spence. Hopefully, after the international break, he will continue to rotate and utilize this 5-sub rule, because it really can change the game in your favor. It really can. It really can. Anyway, I'm tapping Tobs. I'm going to tap out now. People have been calling me tap out Tobs all week because of the Big Six, saying I ducked out on the Big Six. I didn't duck out on the Big Six, but I'll be back there on Monday. Yeah, but now I'm going to tap out. I'm going to tap out. For those who are still watching and you haven't smashed a like, make sure you smash a like, please. For those who haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. What's this? Tobes, when you get a membership up and running, let us know. Real talk. What is that? Is that a YouTube membership? Yeah, I'll research that, Let me actually research that this weekend. That's what I do my weekend. I'll research it and maybe get something going. But people, thank you for tuning in. It's been a good end to the Saturday. Enjoy your weekends, bank holiday weekend. Make the most of it. Yeah, enjoy it. Get some sleep. If you're gonna eat, go out and get some food. If you're gonna go out for an activity, go and do your activity. Go to the museum. Go do something. Go to the cinema. Go do whatever, man. Just enjoy your bank holiday, because now we're in autumn, which obviously feels like winter, to be honest now. And it's going to become dark very, very quickly. And yeah, it just, I guess, like this part of the year, it tends to be quite busy and quite stressful. So enjoy the bank holiday, because that's the last public holiday we're going to get up until the end of the year. So enjoy it. Have a good weekend. Take care, and up the Spurs.